Hello, my name is Annette Sweeney. I am the Programme Lead on the Masters in Applied Culinary Nutrition at TU Dublin. It's TU280 or TU244. And so this little video is just to give you an insight as to what's involved in the Masters and how you can use it for your career path, how you can carve out a career path for yourself, and what those graduates that have done the programme since 2015 are currently doing. And please feel free after this, if you have any questions, to please email me with those, and I'm happy to get back to you. Thank you. I'm just going to share my slides. Okay, so yes, the Masters is a level 9, but also there's an exit award postgraduate diploma in science and applied culinary nutrition for anybody who doesn't want to do the final project. So on this slide here, this is a clip from the Irish Times, did a feature on the last practical or the showcase of the Masters, which is their practical exam, which is held every January. And this is just to give you a sense of the kind of work they're doing. So they're in the kitchen, but also they're outside the kitchen. They have created these little restaurant pods. And each of those pods has focused on a theme that they've picked from a health and wellness perspective. And they create a menu then for that as part of their performance or the final exam. So the part-time programme has been running since 2015 and its code is TU280, and that's 2 years part-time. And we're delighted that from September 2024, we are going to be running the programme on a full-time basis. That's TU244. So this programme is really designed for those interested in a career in food that want to innovate. We set out to empower you to be able to innovate food for health and wellness. So you're interested in health and wellness and you're interested in a career, you currently are in a career in food and you want to look at it from a different angle, we'd recommend this programme for you. Or if you're in food education or would like to go into food education, it may be suitable for you as well. And also if you're interested in health and nutrition. So if we look at, as I said, we have been running this programme since 2015. So we have many graduates out there in the field working across many different sectors, across health and wellness, restaurants, hotels, workplace catering, also in business and education. So just to give you a sense of the kind of work they're doing. So in health and wellness and food, some of those people were recruited as culinary directors for large organisations, European EMA or tech companies. Others were empowered within their job to be executive chefs or to be patrons working in line with trends. Many have gone into healthcare as well, or care home. And then work-based catering or workplace catering is an area where, you know, there's a lot of work going on in the applied culinary nutrition space as a result of this programme. Some have decided to go around the advisory route or in the fitness route. Part of their project every year was that they would do something that, you know, they identify a need for. And some of the graduates would have done work around apps or use of technology on menus, that kind of thing. And 2 of them have gone further with that after graduation and looking at how they could apply it even further globally when it comes to menu design and presentation from a nutrition perspective. And then one has gone into gut health, looking at gut health with a flavour first approach. They're just a few examples. There are many other examples there. Some of our graduates were educators coming from primary or secondary. We've had many home economics teachers, but others have gone into education as a result of having the qualification as well. And then we also bring a mindful approach to food, and some have gone down into that space in their own education practice. So that gives you a sense of where people are working and where it has brought them. I suppose the title of the Masters is Applied Culinary Nutrition, and this applied learning is a really important focus for us on this programme. And the reason for that is, you know, we can be reading and we can be doing, but it's when we actually get involved or when we actually, you know, get involved on the ground in a very practical way, what we're doing, we can relate it to different things. We can apply it to our work, to where we want to go with our world, or our culture, or our career, or research even. So that's the applied piece. So we take this focus in the content that's on the program, relating it back to the workplace as much as possible. Assessment, very practical orientated assessment, that's something you can use in your workplace or you could use to promote health and culinary nutrition. And then I suppose the research project is the big one. I've made reference there to some graduates already. What I would say to people interested or considering this program would be, this program can also help you carve out your career. Where do you want to be next? And because this was a first globally when it was launched, it's still a fairly new space in culinary arts and in food, particularly from a practical point of view. So where would you like to be? And, you know, where would you want to carve out your own niche in that space and be the leader in that space? And so you can use your project to do that, to give back to industry where you see a gap, or to identify where there's a need for more resources or a need for a different approach. You can use your research project for that. So we have 9 modules, and as I said, this, you know, it's a science master's, so it's underpinned, very strongly underpinned by science. It was designed by our colleagues in science, and it's delivered in partnership with them as well. So we look at applied food science. First of all, it's a really good grounding in food science, looking at various commodities and the science underpinning those. And then the interesting thing about our flavor science module, it's a 5-credit module. This is delivered between a flavor chemist and a culinary arts lecture. So looking at flavour from the point of view of science, but also from the point of view of the kitchen or food or the restaurant. Really, really important combination. And then the nutrition element, the other dark box there on the right-hand side, the human nutrition is another 10-credit module. Really, it's covered earlier on in the programme where you look at all the nutrients and you're looking at how you can, you know, practically then communicate that, I suppose, as a chef or anybody working in food to your customer, to your client. And then we would also look at nutrition assessment as a follow-on module to that, so that knits in afterwards. Working in the food space, you know, we have to be very aware of doing so with, you know, a food regulatory framework in the background. And what we've seen in the last number of years is this framework is really influencing our work because of sustainability, because of the EU Farm to Fork strategy and reformulation. So a lot of our students have gone down, are using that when they are looking at food from the culinary lens or dish design, which is great. It's great to see that. The research studies module looks at academic writing, but also sensory analysis, and you know, that's important for reformulation, and then research proposal. The culinary element there is the culinary nutrition professional practice. That's when we bring all the science alive. Towards the end of the course, we go into the kitchen and we bring it all alive. And we do this in an environment that's very much peer-to-peer learning, that's experimental. And we have many guest lectures informing us of the current practice and how they've used also this science in their work. So we learned from that and we create from that space. So it's a very creative space, and it's a space where a lot of chefs that have been out in the industry a long time have been blown away by a different approach to producing food. And I suppose our approach there would be very much flavor driven, because many people think that healthy food, or what we call healthful dining or healthful menu design, does not have flavor. So we always start from flavor. It's our starting point. One of the key things then is that you have all this knowledge, but you should be able to communicate it. And that's the role of the marketing module. So how can we be strategic in how we communicate the health and wellness? And I suppose at the end of the semester, you can see here again, at the end of the semester, I mentioned already, we have a performance of culinary nutrition. And really for me, that's the capstone of the masters. That is the showcase of our masters, where you're bringing it alive from a kitchen perspective, from a customer perspective, from a marketing perspective in your final performance or practical exam. And this is just, we've had a lot of press since 2015, and this is just the press in the last few years. And we really believe this is the future of food because of sustainability, because of the various targets that are being set for reformulation and, you know, how we should be operating with food. So we really believe this is the future of food. So it's one thing to go through the program and, you know, to create an applied research project, but I think it's really important to follow graduates' work because we depend on those graduates then to feed back into the program to tell us how they're working with applied culinary nutrition, how they're applying it themselves in their work. And so we promote that then. So last year we launched the Paula Mee Applied Culinary Nutrition Memorial Award. Paula Mee lectured on our program. She was a registered dietitian, lectured on our program for many years, and we were very sad to lose her over a year ago. So we put this award in her memory. And here we have John Core, and John is a graduate of the program. He graduated many years ago. He was working in workplace catering. He still does. After doing his project, he did his work project relevant to his workspace, a gap he saw there. And so based on the outcome of that, after graduating, he got promoted to be the first culinary nutrition lead within that workplace catering company. So we're very proud of what John has done. And then he was the overall winner of the Paula Mee Memorial Award last year. So watch this space. He's doing amazing work. So in relation to the course itself, if we look here at the details of TU280, first of all, it's a part-time programme. It's been running since 2015 in part-time mode. It's 1 day a week over 2 years, and those days are Mondays and Wednesdays. And the fees for that programme are $5,500. That's $2,750 per year. And because it's a part-time programme, remember as well that it's eligible for some tax back. The TU241, as I said, we're delighted we're able to offer the programme now in a full-time mode from September 2024. And this is open to full-time applicants, but also international applicants. So this will be run over 2 days a week over 1 year. And those days will be Mondays and Wednesdays. And the fees there relate to EU applicants and international applicants. So what are our graduates saying about the course? How hard, how easy, how do they feel? What are they learning from it? So you can get a sense here, just giving you some vox pops from some graduates on what they said on graduating and the impact it's had in their working, I suppose, in their career and in their, I suppose, in their day-to-day activities within kitchens. I suppose it's the mindset. A lot of them would say how much it changes their mindset around food, even around, you know, how they put food together and the role of natural flavors in food and the importance of nutrition, the consideration in that. I think undertaking any master's is a challenging task and people have to be ready for that task. And so what comes across a lot every year is that people find it challenging but very worthwhile. So this quote here would be replicate of many kind of insights at the end of the programme. So I think you get a sense there of that one, that it's really empowering. It's really empowering, particularly with all the change that's going on in the food world and health and the, I suppose, demands of customers as well. So this program is empowering. As I said at the very beginning, that is our goal. If you'd like to listen to some testimonials, here we have, there are many testimonials over the last few years on our YouTube channel. If you want to have a look there, you have, they're short, very short clips, just to give you a sense. Some of those people are executive head chefs, some in workplace catering, some in education, some in business. So that'll just give you a sense of how it impacted them. So my name again is Annette Sweeney, and please do get in contact if you have any further questions. I'll be delighted to follow up with those. And just to say then that we'd love to see you here on the Tallaght campus in September. So do get in touch if you have any questions. Thank you.